The Nike Air Max, arguably one of the best products that Nike's ever put out, right? That's not even in question. Air on a running shoe, one of the best things that Nike has ever done. Since I put one of these on my feet a while ago, nothing's changed. I'm still here buying pair after pair after pair, and I wanted to do this video because it was kind of a challenge for me where I'm looking at all my Air Max sneakers and I'm thinking which one looks the best, which one's the most comfortable, which one do I wear most often. Let's throw all that together and make a top 5 video. 5 of my favorite Air Max sneakers in my collection. Let's do it. At number 5, regular red and white Nike box here. And this was a tough decision because I was deciding between these two pairs. But let me show you these. We've got the Nike Air Max 1 Curry. I feel like this is a criminally underrated Air Max shoe. You could get these for $100 at one point. One thing that I love about the Air Max line is that Nike isn't afraid to throw any color at any model. You see all different types of colors, shades, hues on Air Max sneakers, and I love that. You know, when you think about the Jordan brand, they're pretty consistent as far as putting out the Chicago Bulls colors. There's a lot of black, white, and red. But the Air Max line, just for lack of better terms, has more fun. And then you have a mix of materials. You got suede here and then a nubuck on the mid panel. Just know the Curry Air Max 1 is underrated. And for good measure, I'll show you guys what was gonna be number 5. We've got the Patta Air Max 1, and Patta actually did their own version similar to this on this colorway. I feel like Patta was just giving the dark curry colorway props there, I think, unless it's just a coincidence. Wait a minute, mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. I watched this video back and I was like, how did you forget one of your favorite Air Max? Unbelievable that I have forgot about the Air Max 90 Bacon. Come on. This is one of my favorite Air Max ever. And I got a lot going on right now. I'll be honest with you guys. I never jump into my videos like this, but I have a wedding in a couple months and I'm closing on a property. There's a lot going on. And my sneaker collection is all over the place. So I didn't have all of my Air Max in one place, but just know the Air Max 90 Bacons are absolutely on this list. You guys can let me know which one of the pairs in this video should be replaced by these Air Max 90s. I know which one it is. I'll leave it down in the comment section, but you guys can tell me which one should come off the list. Let's get back to it. Okay, next up, we have a pair that dropped over 10 years ago. These dropped 2012, December 31st. And you've seen these recently. We have the Air Max 1 OG Red. Since this release, there's been at least 2 or 3 other versions of this exact shoe. Most recently, the Big Bubble Air Max 1. If I had it, it would probably be taking the place of this shoe, but it dropped at the same time. I had my bachelor party and I wasn't focused on buying a sneaker. And of course, 11.5, 12 is the price that's reselling, and the smaller sizes are just available. And I don't feel like paying resale at the moment. So I am sticking with this good version that I have. As you know, the vintage and aged type thing is popular in sneakers right now, where Nike is releasing shoes that look like they're a little bit older than they are. This had that same aged inspiration, but 10 years ago. This is from the vintage Air Max pack, where they released these Air Max 1s, some Air Max 90s, the infrareds, the 95 neons, and the 97 silver bullets. And guess what? People did not like the aged look of those shoes. They couldn't get past it. They were like, okay, if I'm buying a shoe and I want to open the box, I want to get something that looks brand spanking new. I don't want to have the color sale on my sneakers. Trust me, people did not like that. Nowadays, when I see sale, I'm like, ooh, what do we got here? They wanted to see just that white, pure white. And these also kind of bring me back to a time on YouTube when there really wasn't a whole lot of sneaker content out there. And I remember watching reviews on these sneakers. It's funny to go back and watch sneaker content from 10 years ago. It's crazy how different it was back then compared to now. Did these come with a hang tag? Oh, they did. Little Nike hang tag like you see on Jordan 3s came with these. I forgot about that. Okay, and before we get too far into this video, let me know your top 5 Air Max sneakers down in the comment section. I'm telling you, it's harder to make that list than you think. Okay, moving on. This was my #1 sneaker for 2022. I did a top 10 list like I do at the end of every year of my 10 favorite sneaker releases that I was actually able to buy, and these were #1. You can go check that video out if you want to see the other ones that were on the list, but what a shoe. What a shoe. I'm typically a little bit more reserved. I don't like shoes that have so much going on and that are super loud. I'm like, chill out. Chill out. But I had to change my mindset for this one right here. We've got the Nike Air Max 1 and Concepts collaboration Far Out. It's got a Woodstock inspiration. You probably already know the deal, but what a wild pair of sneakers. I usually don't go for something like this unless it is absolutely bananas, unless they have knocked it out the park so much that I cannot resist it. And there's another pair on this list similar to this one where I felt the same way. Just look at this shoe. It is literally a work of art. All the different patterns and textures. This is probably my favorite shoe to just look at. And I'm not a guy that takes a shoe out of a box, looks at it, puts it away. I like to wear my stuff, and I have worn these plenty of times, but this is just something that I marvel over every chance I get. So has to be on this list. #3, Concepts. Home run. Okay, getting back to the classics, and I just featured these not long ago, so I'm gonna be real brief. So we've got the Air Max 90 Infrared. Some people call these the Air Max 3, that's cool, but forever it will be the Air Max 90 to me just because that's what I grew up calling it. Tell me a better Air Max 90 than this. I'm listening. What is a better Air Max 90 than this? It is so classic. It just checks every single box for me. Nostalgia, style, comfort. This is that middle point between comfort and style, in my opinion. It is right here. And very rarely do sneakers do both for me. I wish I had 30 pairs of these. Okay, before we get into this last one, I know that you're thinking, where are the Air Max 95s? Where are the Air Max 97s? Where's this, where's that? 97s and 95s are cool, but they are not top 5 worthy for me for a few reasons. One, I kind of don't like how Nike has pimped them out a little bit, where there's so many different colorways and they will just literally throw anything on that shoe, hope that it sticks, put it in the mall, and that's what you see when you walk into a Foot Locker or a Finish Line. On top of it, they are $50 or $60 more than Air Max 1s and Air Max 90s, and they're not as comfortable. Anyway, but what made me think about that is this #1 shoe has a 97 vibe to it, but more to my liking. At #1, sheesh, look at this. The Sean Wotherspoon and Nike collaboration. They were my favorite Air Max sneaker as soon as they entered my collection, and that hasn't changed. There is not many shoes I can think of that I saw that were a collaborative effort, and as soon as I saw them, I was like, no matter what happens, I need that shoe. Most recently, the Jordan 3 and Ama Manier collaboration, when I first saw images of that shoe, same type of feeling. But in the Air Max world, it was this one for me. Now the whole fusion hybrid thing is not to my liking. I normally wouldn't go for it, but somehow it works here. You've got that little Velcro detail there on the tongue, and these things are gonna get better with age as they start to fray, because that's what corduroy does. It's kind of doing it a little bit there, if you can see it. And I think that Sean has done some good work moving on to Adidas. He's done some things with Asics. He has put out some good work. He's criticized a lot, I feel like, which is kind of unfair. Maybe I don't know the whole story, but I feel like his work is highly criticized. So that is a wrap for me. Hit the comment section. Let me know your favorite Air Max sneakers. Subscribe if you are new around here. And if you enjoyed this one, definitely hit that like for me. Thank you for tuning in. I'll catch you next time. Peace.